Pyoto!
It's Pyoro!
It's Pyoto! And Pyoto needs some nourishment. Use his long tongue to snare those veggies. So, Pyoto, as you may recall from the opening of the game, was the game that was very popular that inspired Wario to get into games as a business.
I don't recall that because we've been doing this for a long time.
We have, in fact, but here, this is the game. So you got Pyoto there. He's this little bird thing, and you can move, and you press A to stick out his tongue. And he sticks out his tongue at this diagonal, and you try to grab the seeds that are falling from the sky.
Oh.
And you get score based on how high the seed is when you grab it. The higher it is, the more score you get. So at the very bottom, it's only worth like 10 points. It can, a little higher than that is 50, a little higher than that is 100, and then 300, and then 1,000 if you get it very high up at the top. So there are these green seeds. They're just normally you grab them for points. There are also white seeds, and you'll notice as the seeds hit the ground, they are destroying the ground.
Yeah.
So you can't fall off. That just like it creates a hole that you can't pass through. When you grab a white seed, a little angel comes to fill in the hole nearest to you. When you grab a flashing seed, they will fill in every hole. Well, not exactly every hole. There is like a maximum limit to it, but it's something like 20. So you'd have to be like doing very poorly and have a lot of holes.
This game has a day-night cycle.
Yeah, as your score goes up, you will, things will happen. Like, buildings appear in the background, it changes to night, you know, you've got this moon staring at you, you get shooting stars come across every so often there.
Do you need to beat the high score?
Well, at 20k, it becomes Sepia, and starts playing this sort of music box theme version of the song, sort of.
I see if you collect a flashing one, well...
Yeah, flashing ones also, they destroy all other seeds on the screen.
If there is, yeah.
At 30k, it goes black and white,
Uh-oh.
like monochrome, and start getting like this kind of disco theme.
Sort of like a Dr. Mario Panic.
Kinda. Sort of groovy.
Yeah.
So this took me a while to get good enough at to get the high enough score to show all of the things.
Seems like it.
Like this gave me Game & Watch vibes.
Kinda.
Doing
Uh-oh.
at 40k,
Oh, no.
at 40k the city becomes flashing colors,
We got our colors back.
sorta. And then yeah, here's a list of all of the effects that I have here.
Wait, I want to see what Ascension means. Uh-oh.
This
Uh-oh.
is what Ascension means. This is what you get at 50k, and this is the last new thing that happens from score.
Okay.
And I just barely made it. So, that's Pyoto. There's a lot to it. With, like, just things that happen, and it's very difficult. And you may note there that the blocks on the very edges never get hit. So, Pyoto, very difficult. Pretty fun. Kind of Game & Watchy. And then, for clearing the entire grid, we got Pyoto 2.
The sequel!
More Pyoto? Okay, here's Pyoto 2. He's feeling full, but the veggies keep falling. Spit seeds to get rid of him. Careful, at Mach 100, you can't see the seeds. So now, instead of sticking out your tongue, you spit seeds, because it's Pyoto 2. This Pyoto is yellow. So, this also has various changes that go up to a score of 50k. So, but this one I found much easier to clear, personally. So, as it mentions, you spit seeds instead of sticking out your tongue. And you cannot actually see the seeds. You see, like, some spittle pop out of his mouth when he spits out, but that is not the projectile. The actual seed is not a thing that is drawn. It's like a hit scan thing. Now, in this, you do not get score based on how high the seed is in the air, since it's much easier to hit things when you're not waiting for the tongue to stretch all the way across.
Right.
Instead, you get score for combos. So if you hit one seed, or well, yeah, if you hit one little plant pod with a seed, that is 50 points. If you get 2, you get 100 points per. If you get 3, it's 300 points per. And if you get 4 or more, I think it's 1,000. I don't exactly remember. These leaves pop out when you destroy the pods. They don't have any gameplay effect, but they do give you a better visual indicator of where you are spinning. Because if your shot hits one of the leaves, then it kind of blows it up. So that's a way that you can be able to see where your shots are.
Is that a giant?
That's some kind of friendly giant that has appeared at 3,000 points. Because we have a different city being built.
Indeed.
Got this weird futuristic tower spire?
Yeah, why not?
Then at 5k, it goes dusk. So yeah, in this, the difficulty of this game is being able to maintain the butt mashing. As, it's 7k, we get this weird castle? Like a Disney castle? And at 8k, there's another giant-sized skyscraper.
They're just one-upping each other with the size of their buildings.
There's some windmills now. Yeah, this game still has the white and rainbow seeds that and they have the same effects as Pyoto 1 when you hit them. Something I didn't mention about the rainbow seeds, they show up like every 1,000 points or so. There are specific scores at which they show up. So in Pyoto 1, that means that basically you can often chain combo rainbow seeds. Because you grab one rainbow seed, and it pops all of the green seeds, all of the other seeds on the screen. And that usually gives you enough score to unlock another rainbow seed popping down. So it just kind of becomes you want to grab those and chain them as much as you can.
Right.
So here the city's done. We've got a weird little UFO up at the top. Little alien thing up there.
Yeah.
And the rest of the score effects are the same as Pyoto 1. At 20k it goes sepia, at 30k it's gonna go monochrome, at 40k we get kind of disco, and at 50k there's flying air. So, yeah, this one, I didn't really have to care that much about the, like, comboing, getting score combos with that. In Pyoto 1, I was always aiming for the highest possible seeds, as much as possible. Which basically meant just aiming blindly, because you cannot see the seeds quickly enough to actually aim for them at the very top. But, yeah, the hardest thing about both versions is just how fast you move when the score gets high. Because, like all of the micro games in WarioWare, it gets faster as you go further in. Both the falling of the seeds and the movement of your character. And it becomes very, very difficult to control. Like, at this point, it is impossible to move a single tile over.
Well,
like, just the amount of movement that you get with one frame of animation is more than you can really... It just becomes very difficult to control. That's Pyoto!
Pyoto!
And Pyoto 2! That was the craze that swept Diamond City and convinced Wario to get into games business.